Hi friends, welcome back to my kitchen. Welcome if you're new. I'm Cheryl, this tube full of joy. And friends, today's video is extra special. I'm super excited about this. This is our spring and Easter collaboration with my sweet friend CJ at CJ Homeschooling and Stephanie Schulte from Stephanie Schulte Sweeties. I'll leave a link in the description box for their channels, as well as the playlist for all of the incredible creators that are in this collaboration. So we've got some incredible recipes to share with you guys today. I cannot wait to get these recipes going. We've got several recipes over the next couple of days that we're going to share with you. And tonight we are doing a quiche. This is a spring quiche. We're doing a special spring little dessert. And we're going to do some biscuits. We did the biscuit mix last night. You'll get to see that. I'll show you guys that. These are a sourdough discard buttermilk biscuit that's for the freezer. So we're going to roll those out in a couple of minutes. We're going to cut them out. We're gonna freeze most of them. I'm gonna keep out 4 biscuits and we're gonna have those tonight with our quiche. We're doing a crustless quiche. Since we're gonna have the biscuits, I don't feel like I need a pie crust. And so it's a lot of carbs. So we're gonna go with just the biscuits tonight and do a crustless quiche. Super excited about that. Cannot wait. Doing a special little lemon dessert for my husband. He's gonna love it. He loves anything lemon. So this is gonna be right up his alley. And friends, I'm excited about the recipes we have to share with you guys. I'm excited about this collaboration. I cannot wait to see what everybody's doing in this collaboration as far as their spring and Easter type recipes. I'm excited for spring and all the fresh veggies and all the fresh things that are coming out. And so friends, let's get in the kitchen and let's get this dessert made so it can set up. All right, friends, so we're gonna start our dessert. So I'm using a mascarpone cheese. You can do this instead of cream cheese. You can also just do cream cheese if you'd rather. So I'm gonna do about a half of this tub. Cream cheese is a little bit more decadent. I think it's a little bit richer, a little bit creamier than regular cream cheese. I like it. We're gonna put in some lemon zest. I'm gonna put in, I'm only doing 2 little cheesecake servings, just 2 and 2 little mason jars with some fresh fruit. So I'm gonna do about a half to 3/4 of this lemon. Hubby loves good lemon flavor, so I want to make sure this has really good lemon flavor in it. I'm going to put a little bit of juice in here. We're going to put some lemon juice in here. Make sure we watch for seeds. We don't want to get any seeds in our dessert. All right, we're gonna start beating that mascarpone. We wanna get this nice and fluffy. All right, so I have some lemon curd. I love good lemon curd. So we're gonna put in, I'm gonna say probably 2 heaping teaspoons. Like I said, we want really good lemon flavor. Put in just a little extra. All right, we're gonna mix this together. We're gonna put in just a tiny bit of powdered sugar. I don't want a lot. You can see how thick this has gotten. This is exactly what I want. I don't want it super, but this is exactly what I want because we're gonna layer this in our mason jars. All right, let's get our little mason jars. I'm using my scoop because I want to try to keep my jars, well, that didn't exactly work, but I want to try to keep my jars as clean as I possibly can. So you can see the layers in these. Use my spatula to kind of clean that up a little bit. All right, so I've got some blueberries and some strawberries. We're gonna start layering some fruit in this. So I'm gonna do some strawberries in the bottom, and then we're gonna do another layer of our mixture.
noisemakers, something I'm afraid not, but I think you do.
All right, we're gonna use some blueberries on this layer.
Congress. We will begin at 8:55 Eastern to preview the speech. The address begins.
Right, let's go and do another scoop of our mixture.
The House chamber will have post-speech analysis from our panel, and then the Democratic response from Senator slot until 11 p.m. Then Sean Hannity takes over the special time slot for post-address analysis.
All right, we're gonna do a little more, just a couple of blueberries up on top, and a couple of strawberries. We want people to know what's inside our dessert. And these are so easy. If you don't want to do these in a mason jar when you're serving them for a special dessert or something for spring, you can do these in a little plastic cup from the Dollar Tree or something like that. But there is our layered lemon dessert. This is going to go in the refrigerator, and it's going to just stay chilled until we are ready for dessert later tonight. Friends, we're gonna do a recipe that's gonna go in our freezer, but we've gotta ferment these biscuits. We're making a sourdough buttermilk biscuit with some of our sourdough discard that we've got. I've had this on my list to make for quite a while and trying to get it so that I had room temperature buttermilk and I had frozen butter and I had enough sourdough starch, all the things. Finally came together tonight, so we're gonna do this really quick. We're gonna mix these up. They're gonna go in my fridge overnight, and then tomorrow we'll come back and we will roll these out, get them cut out, put them in the freezer, and they'll be delicious. So let's get this mixed. So in my bowl here, I have 4 cups of all-purpose flour. We're gonna put 2 tablespoons of sugar in there. I'm gonna take off my rings because we're gonna have to get in here and work this dough. I stuck 2 sticks of butter in the freezer so they'd be nice and frozen. Just gonna use a fork and mix my flour and sugar together real quick. I'm excited to try these biscuits. If these are really good fluffy buttermilk biscuits, this is gonna be a game changer for me to have these in my freezer ready to go. We've done freezer biscuits in the past, but I've never done a sourdough discard buttermilk biscuit. So I'm gonna grate both of these sticks of butter right here in our bowl with our flour. It's frozen, so this is gonna take a minute. Last part of this stick of butter, that is 1 cup, so 2 sticks of frozen butter. This is the best way, friends, if you're doing pastries, biscuits, any of that stuff. Have your butter be really cold, either out of the fridge, out of the freezer, one of the two, and then grate it up, because that is the best way to get your butter equally distributed into your flour. You can see how fine that is. That's exactly what we want. So I'm gonna just use my fingers and just kind of toss this butter around in this flour. Get it kind of mixed in here. We're gonna have some pieces that look like small peas in our flour, which is exactly what we need. Just like that. Looks perfect. Get your hands all the way in the bottom of your bowl. Make sure that you're getting all of that butter off the bottom. Everything incorporated? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and put in, I'm not gonna wash my hands because I'm gonna have to get in here with my hands in a minute. So I've got 1.5 cups of room temperature buttermilk, and you can see how kind of thick it's gotten, which is exactly what we want. And then we need 1 cup of our sourdough starch. And this is our discard. So I'm just gonna dump this right in my measuring cup. Just like that. All right, we're gonna put that cup of starch in here. And this is why we don't need any baking powder in our biscuit dough, is because we're using this starch. This has got lots of activity in it, so it's going to make these biscuits get nice and fluffy. Just going to finish getting this all scooped out of here. We don't want to waste any of that discard. And then I'm going to use a fork real quick just to kind of start tossing this around a little bit. And then I'm going to put it on a board and use my hands to knead this dough before we put it back in this bowl, and it's going to go in the refrigerator overnight. The directions that I saw, they said that they make this the night before, let it ferment overnight, and then make their biscuits the next day. One lady said that she makes it in the morning and lets it ferment all day long, and then they're ready for dinner. It just depends on when you want the biscuits. Since I'm going to be freezing most of these, I don't need to really worry about what time I'm doing it. So I'm doing it right now so that I'll have these ready for me to do in the morning. And I'm going to leave a couple of them out for me to bake up so hubby and I can try them tomorrow with dinner. And then the rest of them are going to be in the freezer and ready for me to just use when I want biscuits. All right, I'm going to get in here with my hand now because I need to. It's the only way to do it. So I'm just going to use my hand and get in here and mix this biscuit dough before I put it on my board. I don't want to put it on the board yet. I want to get it a little bit together first, and then I will put it on the board and knead it. And I'm flinging flour everywhere, but you know what? If you're not flinging flour everywhere, then you're not baking. This is just part of making biscuits. All right, I'm gonna try to get a little of this off my hands. I'm gonna put just a tiny bit of flour on my board so that my dough doesn't stick. And we're gonna start kneading this dough, getting it all mixed together. So I have a little bit of flour. I'm gonna put that down there. Got a little piece of dough there. I'm dropping dough everywhere. All right, I'm gonna get this on my board and we're gonna start kneading this dough together until we get a nice ball that we can put back in this bowl and get it in the refrigerator. We're gonna start kneading this dough a little bit. Starting to come off my hands. It's starting to stick to the dough ball. I'm going to take all of this and get it to the center. And it's going to get nice and soft and tender in the refrigerator while it's fermenting overnight. So we're just going to try to get a little bit more of this off the board, and then it's going to go in the fridge. All right, it's going to go back in the bowl. It's going to go in the refrigerator until tomorrow morning. All right, friends, here are the biscuits. This is our sourdough discard biscuit dough that we put in the refrigerator last night so that it can ferment. We need to put a little bit of flour on our board so it doesn't stick. And I'm only going to work with half of this dough at a time. So I just cut off a piece, and we'll deal with the rest of this in a minute. All right, so I'm going to get this kind of in a round, put some flour down. I'm not going to roll these super thin because I want to have some nice big fluffy biscuits. I'm gonna roll this out to about a ½ an inch. I'm excited to have biscuits in my freezer for whenever I want them. Let's go ahead and cut our biscuits out. I'm gonna cook 4 of these tonight to go with our quiche. I think they're gonna be perfect with our quiche tonight. So we're just cut out 4 of these. You can see that dough. The rest of these, we're just gonna cut these and we're gonna put them right on our sheet pan, and they're gonna be ready to go flash freeze until tomorrow. And then I will package them all up in bags and they'll be ready for me whenever I want fresh biscuits. We got 18 biscuits. These are going in the freezer to flash freeze, and then tomorrow I will put them in a Ziploc bag. All right, you can see our biscuits turned out. They are beautiful, really nice and flaky. We're gonna sit these and let them cool. While that's cooling, let's get started on our quiche. I can't even say it. As I said, this is a crustless quiche. So it's just the egg and the fillings, and that's it. So let's get this made. We have a pan of bacon in the oven. We're just gonna have bacon on the side with this, and our quiche and some biscuits, and that's gonna be dinner tonight. So I'm gonna go ahead and crack about 6 eggs. I think that will make a good amount of quiche. I love doing quiche for dinner because it's light, but it's got lots of protein from the eggs, and if you put cheese in it. Tonight we're putting some cooked spinach in it, so we're getting some protein from that as well. This makes great leftovers the next day. I'm going to use cottage cheese. I love cottage cheese in with eggs. I have just a little bit left from another recipe, and I need to get this out of my fridge because it's going to expire in a couple of days. So I might as well use it. Get it out of my fridge. That's just going to boost our protein in our quiche. I have some spinach and some shallots that I sauteed up. Let's start whisking this up just a little bit before we start putting some seasonings in it. I'm going to put some heavy cream in this. You can use milk, you can use half and half, you can do whatever kind of liquid you would like. I just like the richness that heavy cream gives to eggs. So you put about a cup of heavy cream with 6 eggs. All right, so I started filling my jars with some spices, and I have some chives left over, so we're gonna put probably a good tablespoon of some dried chives in here, a little bit of dried parsley, a little tiny bit of dehydrated onion, a little bit of Redmond's real salt, a little bit of fresh cracked black pepper. Now we're gonna put in some Gruyère cheese. I love this cheese with eggs. I love this cheese with anything, but especially with eggs. And we're gonna grate up about a cup of cheese. I'm gonna save a little bit of cheese back so that I can put a little bit on it the last few minutes that it's in the oven. That looks pretty good to me. All right, we're just gonna give this a good whisk, get all of that cheese mixed in with our eggs, our spinach, our shallots. This looks delicious. All right, I'm gonna get this scooped into our pie pan. All right, this is gonna bake at 350 for about 20 minutes. All right, so here's our quiche. I just pulled this out of the oven. I'm gonna put a little more cheese on top. Just gonna go back in the oven for just a minute. I already turned the oven off because I don't need it hot, really hot anymore. I just need to put it back in there to melt this cheese. And then we are gonna plate this up and eat it. It's gonna be delicious. I can't wait. I love a good quiche. This is a great idea if you're looking for a lower carb type meal. Doing a quiche without a crust on it is perfect. All right, back in the oven for just a couple minutes. All right, friends, here is our quiche. We're gonna cut this. Gonna serve this up on our plate. You can see all of that spinach and everything in there. All right, friends, there is our breakfast for dinner. Quiche. Hubby's gonna put a little bit of this hot honey on his biscuits. I'll let him do that, because that stuff is pretty warm. I want to thank you guys so much again for joining me in my kitchen as making some delicious spring and Easter meals. Quiche is an incredible dish to make for spring, summer. If you want a really quick, easy dinner, this is really kind of cool and easy to eat, really light. If you're wanting sort of something a little bit lighter, not quite as heavy, especially if you're not doing a crust on it, it's really, really good. So friends, thank you guys so much for joining me again. It means so much to me that you guys take time out of your day to come hang out with me and see what we're cooking in our kitchen. Thank you so much to our hosts of this collaboration, CJ and Stephanie. Thank you guys again for hosting this. These collaborations are a lot of work. So please go show all the other channels some love. Click that link in the description box for the playlist for all the other channels that are contributing on this one. I'll leave the recipes for what I did. I'll leave those in the description box in case you're ready to try those. And friends, your time means so much to me. I know that it's valuable and I enjoy getting to spend our time together. So I hope you guys will come back. If you have not yet, please hit that subscribe button up, hit that notification bell, and we'd love to have you guys a part of our YouTube family. We'll talk to you guys in the comments. Have a great day and God bless.